So you've come up with a business name, you love it, you start building your brand, and maybe you're even making sales. And then one day you get an email that basically says, that's our name, stop using it. And suddenly everything you've built is now at risk. And I've seen this happen way too many times. It's never fun. So today I'm going to walk you through what actually happens when your business name is already taken and how to make sure you're not the next person scrambling to rebrand. And throughout this video, when I say trademark, I mean a trademark that has been registered with the USPTO, not a state registered trademark. Now, what happens if you use a business name that is already taken? First, you could get a cease and desist letter, which is basically like a formal warning. If someone owns the trademark, they can send you that letter. And this is basically their way of saying, yeah, no, the name is taken and you need to stop using it. And then some people think that they can ignore this, but if the trademark owner is serious, things can get very messy very quickly, which leads to the next issue, and that is forced to rebrand. So rebranding isn't just about changing your logo. Now you have to change all of your marketing materials, your website, your emails, your product packaging, everything. And I had a client who had already spent thousands on branding, and then she came to me just to make sure that her name was available, and I had to tell her it wasn't. And so she had to redo the entire business identity, new name, new website, new branding, and that is just time and money down the drain, all because she didn't check first. And then the worst case scenario is a lawsuit. And most small business owners aren't out here trying to go to court over a name. But if a big enough company owns the trademark, they will try to sue. And if they win, you could end up owing them in damages. So when I was working with this one firm, I had to make sure that people that were selling on Etsy or on eBay or on Amazon were not using our client's trademark. And when they were, we did file a lawsuit against them. So, and these were really small solo business owners. So this is not, this is real stuff. And I've seen it happen time and time again. And it sucks because those business owners really don't have the funds to pay for damages. Now, even if the business is not in your state, they can still come after you. A registered trademark is federal, aka national, so it doesn't matter where you are. And I've seen a case where someone in Florida had to stop using the name because of a company in California. And the kicker is, even if they never trademark the name, they could still try to claim common law rights if they were using it before you. So how can we make sure this does not happen to you? Now, first, we need to know what the difference between a business name versus a trademark is. And there's a huge difference between having a business name registered in your state versus having a trademark that protects your name nationally. So registering the LLC only protects your name at the state level. Someone in another state could have the same LLC name, but if they have it registered as a trademark, they can come after you. And a trademark protects your name on a national level when you register it. So you own the exclusive rights to that name within your industry across the entire US. Say you register Bold Marketing LLC as a business name in your state. That doesn't mean that somebody hasn't already trademarked that name with the USPTO. If they have, they could still come after you if you're using that name, even though the LLC was approved in your state. Now that you know the difference between a business name and a trademark, how do you actually check if the name is available? For step one, do a Google search, see if another business is already using the name. Number two, check your state's business registry. More than likely, if you were able to register it, it's not being used by somebody else. But if you hire an attorney, you can get a comprehensive trademark search and they will check all 50 states to see if that name has been registered, which is why it's always good to go to an attorney when it comes to this stuff. Third step, you will want to search the USPTO database. This tells you if the name is already federally trademarked. It will also tell you if it's a pending trademark, they're waiting for the application to go through. It can also tell you if somebody has already tried to register the name and it didn't go through, and I'll tell you the reasons why it didn't go through so you don't waste your time. And inside the CEO Legal Kit, I show you exactly how to do a trademark search so you don't waste time building a brand that somebody else already owns. And then Next, you'll want to check, the social media and domain availability. So even if it's not trademarked, someone could still be using it for branding. So I was on a discovery call one time and I'd asked my clients if they had done a Google search for their business, and they said yes. They looked it up, nothing came up. They thought they were good. But the moment that I actually did the trademark search on the USPTO website, someone else had already taken that name at the federal level. Now, what should you do if your name is already taken? First option, you can pick a different name. That's usually the one that I tell my clients to do, because the USPTO is not going to register the name if it's already taken. There's way too many risks monetarily if you continue using a name that is already trademarked. Option two, if it's an LLC in another state, you'll want to proceed with caution. So if they're in the same industry as you, you are taking a big risk. So you may want to choose another name if you're not using like a fictitious name to market and advertise, or DBA is also another name for fictitious name. And the third option is to modify the name to make it unique. So I'll tell clients to add another word. So for example, if someone's already using something like Peony Consulting in the accounting services category, I would suggest changing it to Pink Peony instead. They're also in the accounting industry. That way you're creating something distinctive and lowering that risk of conflict. So how can you protect your business name? First, you're going to want to secure your domain and social media handles. And then you're going to want to register your LLC if you haven't already. If the name of your LLC is something that you don't even plan on trademarking, meaning you're going to be doing business under a different name, a DBA or a fictitious name, then registering the LLC name itself isn't as important, but you still need to check that your DBA or fictitious name is available in your state before using it. And I know that is confusing, so let me give an example. Say you register your LLC as Pink Computer LLC, but that's not the name that you're actually using to like market. Instead, you're branding your business as the Gold Calendar and using that name publicly. In this case, you don't have to worry about trademarking Pink Computer LLC, but you do need to make sure that the Gold Calendar is available and register it as a DBA in your state. After playing this back, I want to clarify that when I say register your business name, in this context, I meant registering it as a trademark with the USPTO. And I also kept saying, make sure the fictitious name is available in your state, but it needs to be available in your state. And you'll also want to see if it's a registered trademark on the USPTO website. Now back to regular scheduled programming. And finally, if you really want to make sure that your trademark is good, file an application with the USPTO to register it. And I've had clients wait too long to trademark their business name. Years later, someone else has already registered it, and suddenly they were the ones that had to rebrand. Now, if you want to learn more about the legalities of running an LLC, make sure you watch the next video where I discuss what I wish people who are running an LLC knew. And don't forget to subscribe.